Hey, what's going on, everyone? Day 11 today. I thought I'd make the topic for this particular episode sacrifice. So tomorrow, today is Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday, the 31st, which is actually Halloween. I have no idea why someone would do this. I'm just not a huge fan of the idea, but a couple that I know has decided to get married on Halloween. They are having a Halloween wedding. Asked everybody to come dressed in costumes. I guess whatever. It's kind of different. I did have every intention of going, but the more and more I think about it, for me, as I've mentioned in prior episodes, basically my work schedule is wake up at 5 a.m. just because we're doing the 30 Days of Discipline Challenge, and it's helping me get into work super early, get out early. I usually get out about 2:15, depending on the traffic. Maybe 2:30. From there, obviously I'm getting all these things done, but my girlfriend works 10 o'clock to 6:30. She gets home about 6:30. So the problem is, by the time she gets home, gets some sort of costume, everything ready, this wedding is actually starting at 7 o'clock, and it's about 45 minutes away from where we live. So for me to actually get to this wedding, we're probably going to be late. I supposedly heard the ceremony doesn't start till almost 8 o'clock, but that seems a little late to me to be starting a wedding ceremony and then still enjoy the actual, like food and dance and all the other stuff people do at weddings after the fact. So by the time all that's said and done, literally me driving there and back, that's like, I'd almost be getting home at like 8:30 if I stayed there for like 10 minutes. By the time we leave, it's going to be like 7. And normally I go to bed about 8:30 to be able to wake up so early for this challenge. Now, I could obviously stay out till like 10, 11, midnight, whatever it is, and just try to wake up early. But I generally, when I don't get a lot of sleep, if I can't get at least like 7 hours of sleep, I just have a terrible day. I'd probably just end up falling asleep again. And it'd be kind of worthless, like, what's the point of trying to wake up early if I'm just going to be tired and not feel like doing anything all day and just basically feel like crap. I've actually called out of work in the past because I stayed up so late and had to go into work so early the next day. I knew that I wouldn't have been able to handle the day. I basically just said, screw it. So I guess really this episode was to talk about the fact that I've decided that mostly because of the challenge, I really have no interest in going, because I want to still be able to wake up early. So obviously I'm giving a big sacrifice. This particular couple, I've known them for years, but I'm not like super close friends with them. It's really more of a friend of a friend. Whenever I'm hanging out with one of my friends, this other guy kind of comes along. I've known him for enough time that I can call him up and we'll talk and stuff, but it's not like he's not like one of those guys I'll call up and be like, hey man, let's hang out, like some of my other really good friends. He kind of just he'll be at parties or other events. Like I've had LAN parties, where we had a bunch of guys hang out and play computer games for a day or something. I invited him, the guy getting married. I've invited him. He also hosts one of my websites for me for free, so that's something I feel kind of bad that I'm not going, but I really want to stick to this challenge and do the best I guess I can with it. That's something I obviously can control. Last night I ended up having some work done on my car, and I didn't get home till almost 6:30, and I actually bought a Groupon to go out to a restaurant. And I'd been asking my girlfriend for a few days if we could go, and she came home and she didn't even want to go, and I was like, you know what, I really want to go. And by the time I came home, it was basically time for me to, she gets home at 6:30, I got home around the same time, same ordeal. From there, she got ready, I got ready. By the time we got back, it was like 8:15, and I was heading to bed around 8:30. So I didn't even really have time to get my workout in. I ended up doing 50 push-ups and 40 squats as opposed to the 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and 100 push-ups. But I guess the biggest fact is that I'm still putting in as much effort as I can for the time I allowed. Obviously I could have said no to going out to dinner, but I hadn't eaten anything for dinner yet, and it was already 7 o'clock, and I really just did not feel like making anything. So it's kind of like give and take with a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my update for today. I guess really that was the main thing I wanted to talk about, was that there's sacrifice. There's even, obviously being that it's Halloween, I found out a pretty big metal band that I've been listening to for years, Killswitch Engage, is actually playing tomorrow night in Worcester, Massachusetts, at one of the most popular like metal sort of rock venues that's in the area here in New England. And that's something else I would have loved to go to, if this wedding wasn't happening. That's another option, something that I would really love to do. There's also some other concerts coming up through like sort of mid-November, and I'm probably going to be in the same situation, is that I'll have to sacrifice that and I won't be able to go because of the fact that I'm doing this challenge and I have to wake up so early. It just won't happen. If I go to a concert, some of these bands don't even start playing till like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever it is. So yeah, that's my update for today. Catch you tomorrow.